A response video to Hunter Avallone really got under his skin because even though I'm a tiny channel, he has responded in kind. So we'll see what he has to say.
Now, the other day came to my attention that a smaller YouTuber called me out. Now, as you know, I don't like to discriminate based on channel size. I get a lot of people that say, Hunter, this guy has like 4 subscribers. Why do you care? It's because if they have an opinion that they want to share about me, then why should I refuse to hear their opinion?
Plus, the truth I said hurt. And that's why you are responding. Doesn't matter how small the channel is. If some guy says a painful truth, this is damage control, right?
Based on how many followers they have. So this older gentleman posted a video talking about me, yours truly, and we're definitely not going to watch all of it. And it's him actually reviewing a kind of old video of mine. The title of his video is
Does it matter if the video's old?
Hunter Avallone, Male Feminist Liar. That's kind of interesting. About 1,000 views, so I mean, like, okay, whatever. Now it's 30 minutes long. I don't want to watch my video and
Good man, because I feel the same way. I don't do all of someone's video. You want to get to the point.
some dude's commentary for 30 minutes. That sounds like hell to me. I might even rather drown, but we can still at least watch some of this.
I just recently became aware of this male feminist, Hunter Avallone. And of course, he's spewing his feminist lies, and we will debunk it, right? He's talking to a trans woman. Now, I can't say it's interesting. It's disgusting, but let's hear it.
It's really quite sweet. It's also kind of weird that somebody's calling me like a male feminist. I've never once used that label.
Yeah, but I call guys male feminist if they spew any kind of feminist rhetoric. Because feminism is a hate movement. It never spews anything but lies. So once you say any feminist rhetoric, you are lying.
I guess, like, I technically could be defined as one, but it just
Well, there you go. Thank you for admitting that. Right.
seems like a bit of a stretch still. Why not just say, like, progressive commentator or, like, liberal guy or something?
Because there's nothing progressive about a hate movement. Feminism is a hate movement. The KKK spew lies about Jewish people and Black Americans. Feminists spew lies about men. That's why I don't call them progressives or liberal. Because they are the opposite of those.
Male feminist? It's not like my big mission here is, like, male feminism or something. That you are named after my daughter, so that's really cool.
He's virtue signaling that he has validation from a woman. A woman has shacked up with him and reproduced with him.
Really? That's so cool.
What? Oh my god! What in the Freud is this dude even talking about? Me?
It's not really Freud, though. It's just understanding male motivations.
Mentioning that the person I'm debating shares a name with my daughter is actually me low-key virtue signaling and flexing that a woman was with me. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I get that you might be super insecure since you only have your tiny little video up there in the corner and you appear to be balding really badly.
I'm not insecure, dude. I have no desire to be with the opposite sex. I know they aren't capable of loving men. I know that. And I've had too much experience. It's dealing with the opposite sex is a lot of work. It's a lot of emotional labor, right? You are insecure because you have a good sized channel and you're actually responding to a tiny channel like mine.
But not everybody is as insecure as you are, homie. I literally said that to try to soften the blow before I knew that I was going to attack this person. And also, I really hate to say, but yeah, that's really creepy to think if you think that someone's saying like, oh, I have a daughter, and your mind instantly is like, you had sex, then you're creepy.
Well, that's what you're pushing it for. That's why you mentioned it. Like I said, you're virtue signaling, right? Also, yes, my hair is disappearing. I'm pushing 60. I had a full head of hair at age 50, which is better than a lot of guys. Hopefully, your mane will stay around till you're 65 or more. These male feminists are all about breaking down gender roles while fulfilling gender roles.
What? Why is he assuming my position is to just get rid of gender roles? That's not even necessarily my position. I recognize wholeheartedly that gender is going to continue to exist as long as humans continue interacting with each other.
Yeah, but gender isn't gender roles. You fulfill your servile male gender role. You got with a woman, she's in charge, you're the servant.
The only thing that I'm against is enforcing gender roles.
Okay, then why did you get with a woman? Because let me show you guys something. And you too, Hunter. Wives dump their house husbands out of resentment. This is a video of mine showing how this guy and his wife decided he would be the house husband. And guess what? She was okay with it for a while when she got to brag up that she was the one wearing the pants. But in the end, she hated it. She hated that he had the easier job. And she divorced him and took his child away from him. Because in the end, women want these gender roles. They exist because the women demand them. And if you don't do what you're told, there are consequences for you as a man. Okay? And here's another thing. Women find bisexual men disgusting. A video where women came right out and they said if a man had sex with another man even once, she would be disgusted by that. All the time saying also that women, their sexuality is fluid and it's a good thing, and men just have to accept it. Any male partner they get with, he has to accept it. So there's a double standard, and the men are in the serving role. That's the way it is. That's the way women want it. They are demanding it. The man either commits to that or she deselects it.
Treating somebody like they are somehow less of a man because they don't adhere to your version of masculinity.
I don't have a version of masculinity, man. I'm just saying women demand these roles, men fulfill them. I didn't make it that way. That's just the way it is.
I have a problem. I am in favor of freedom and in favor of people living their lives the way that they want to. I'm not.
Really? Then why did you shack up with women then? Who limits what your freedoms are?
In favor of necessarily being like, we're going to abolish all of gender, blah. No, like, just don't enforce it super strictly. Let people do what they want to do. No.
Okay, again, then why'd you shack up with a woman who's going to demand those things from you?
Twitter, I think you said that you're trans and you disagree with me on like everything. So this should be interesting.
Cool. Well, I disagree with Vasha on everything, but I mean, I don't know how I feel about with you. So first of all, I'm a trans woman. I don't believe in abolishing gender. I think that's a very harmful thing to do.
Neither does Hunter here. He doesn't believe in abolishing gender at all. Notice how he's dressed, and he's got short hair. He's got the t-shirt on. He's dressed just like me. He's working to keep his wife around.
I am certainly not dressed just like you, dude.
Really? It looks like I got a black t-shirt on up there, and it looks like you got a black t-shirt on down here. And our haircuts are cut short. I mean, what's the big difference?
So because, what, I'm not wearing a dress and mascara, I'm a hypocrite?
Well, you don't have to be completely female. You don't wear colorful clothes. You don't wear clothes that show off your sexuality because you know it's useless. It won't attract female attention. I don't see any jewelry. This is very typically male.
Again, I know throughout this video, throughout this debate that he's watching, I am going to at some point say, well, I'm not really ultimately in favor of like abolishing gender. It's more like I'm against forcing people to adhere to these roles. If they want to, cool. If not, no worries.
Again, like I say, yeah, you can do that as a man, but you will be alone. You will not have a female partner. You got yourself a female partner, and so you are automatically limiting your freedoms. She's in charge, you're the servant.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be the approach I take, because that is the approach that I have.
This guy does not believe in abolishing gender whatsoever.
I think it's very important to have clothing that's specific to men and women, because you need to have someone, like, if you have clothes that are clearly for women and clearly for men, you need to be able to have like a non-passing trans person walk in the world and not.
This is a good point. This trans woman wants to know that people, as soon as they see her, will say, she's definitely a woman. She's part of the upper echelon. Treat her better. She's at the higher caste. So she wants those.
What? Who said anything about being in the higher echelon?
I did, because women are in the higher echelon. They have more rights than we do. Women have more rights than men. I'll even show you a few things. Let's see. For example, in my own country of Canada, I asked, can women give up their babies for adoption? And it says, yes, women can. So why is there child support? Hunter, why are men forced to pay child support when the woman is free to give up her child for adoption? She can have sex without any, protection. She can carry the child to term. And then if she feels like it, she can say, I don't want to bother with this child. And yet men are forced to pay a woman for having to have a child, right? So that is a right and a privilege that men don't have in my own country. All right. So, and you see it in England too. Look, no staring laws. Looking at women is now illegal in the UK. That is not a gender neutral law. It goes one way. Men cannot look at women. Women definitely can look at men. That's for sure. Let's see if I can find another one here, because there's one other one. Just a minute. Oh, look at this one. Stripped of their rights, men of the UK. This is men are having their cars, they're being fined for catcalling women. Again, this is not gender neutral. Women can say whatever they like to men in the UK. Right. So the police are actually stopping men and giving them tickets, and sometimes they're even compounding their vehicles. So in the UK, as well as Canada, we have fewer rights than women. Look at India, the patriarchal India. 12-year-old boy held for sexual assault after a girl, 17, delivers a baby. So a 17-year-old girl, a pedophile, had sex with a child. He impregnated her, and now he, the victim, is being charged as a perpetrator. She has more rights than him. And this is an all-female police squad arresting this little boy. That's India. So you can see it's worldwide that men have fewer rights than women. Women are above men. And that's why this trans woman wants people to be able to look at her and immediately say she's female, because she does not want to be part of the servant class, the lower caste.
Again, there's two different sides to this. There are people that are going to want to adhere to the traditional and stereotypical gender roles and gender.
Yeah, there'll be the guys who want to partner up with a woman. Because it's only because a woman refuses a man who doesn't that a man would do that. Why would a man want to take on the secondary role? Why would he want to be beneath someone? Right?
Gender expressions. For example, if you have a trans person and they want to be recognized as a woman, they're most likely going to try and adhere to the stereotypical gender expression associated with women. That's to be.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. This trans woman wants to be recognized as a part of the nobility, not us servants, not us peasants.
Expected. But again, the problem lies not in somebody wanting to adhere to those roles or somebody choosing not to. The issue lies where you start shaming people for not doing that. So
Not really. It's the problem lies with the fact that men have to fulfill those gender roles or they get deselected. That's the problem, right?
maybe there's a guy and he's a stay-at-home dad, but his wife works. That guy shouldn't be shamed for that.
Well, he won't be shamed. He will be dumped by his wife. I mean, which is worse, Avallone? Being shamed or being reamed over in court by someone who claimed she loved you?
But oftentimes, far too often, he is. If a man wants to express emotion or cry, they shouldn't be shamed for that.
Oh, yeah? Well, why don't you talk to the ladies then? Like when the guys come up and admit that, hey, I have feelings for other men as well as you. You know, I have lust for the same sex, right? These women dump these guys or don't want to have anything to do with it. They find disgust, right? Male sexuality disgust women, Hunter.
But they are, because that's not what men do. That's the problem. The problem is not somebody following gender roles or adhering to gender roles. The problem is when you shame people for not adhering to those gender roles. Okay, so he's like he's like a male guy. Okay, men need to see themselves as worthy. Okay, yeah.
Really, you find that disgusting as a guy? You don't believe that you should be seen as worthy as a person? Thanks for admitting that.
I don't actually see anything with his like Twitter or anything. Well, Trevor, if you're watching this somehow, City Crusher, you are more than welcome to join my Discord and request to debate, my friend.
I'm not interested. I'm debating you now. This is the way I prefer to do it. I mean, I've seen you debate. I have no desire to be talked over or interrupted when I'm making a point. This just works so much better. And here's another thing. The thing about is an invite is people are free to decline.
Already know that you're super, super laughably stupid.
Yeah.
So I actually, you make some good points already about abolishing gender
Thanks.
entirely leaves you up only.
If I'm laughably stupid, how come I made my points?
It leaves you left with nothing but biological sex. So I can see that that argument being made. The thing is that I have definitely argued from a perspective of gender abolition, but I'm not sure.
You try and argue, but you don't want it. How are you abolishing
Could you let me say a point, bro?
your male gender role demanded by your wife?
Why does he keep saying demanded by your wife?
You know why? Because wives demand it. There they are. There they are, Hunter. This woman demanded her husband fulfill his gender role. Actually, she punished him. She punished him for it. This is something she wanted at the beginning. And she got angry with him and divorced him and took his child away.
The male gender roles are not usually demanded by their partners. They're
Yes, they are. Not usually, always. They are always demanded by the partners.
usually, like, men are usually already adhering to certain masculine gender roles, which then they believe.
That's right. They're adhering these gender roles that women demand. That women demand.
Will help attract their wife or attract their girlfriend or attract a partner. I think that when I talk about abolishing gender, I don't mean completely remove gender. I mean remove the.
You're lying. You're not about abolishing gender whatsoever. You're not doing anything.
All right, we might need to literally just watch my video to get my clarification. He keeps on saying you're lying. You're lying. No, he just doesn't understand my point. He's not listening. Gender.
No. You fulfill your gender roles to stay with your wife. That's just the way it is. That's what guys do. That's why house husbands are so exceedingly rare.
more mean abolishing the rigid expectations that we place on people in regards to their gender. And usually those...
Again, he's lying, everyone. He's lying. This guy
What?
is not feminine in any way. He knows it would turn his wife off. She doesn't want an effeminate man. So he dresses as... Yeah. He knows it would turn his wife off. Women find bisexual men disgusting. Not just homosexual men, even bisexual men. So I've shown my receipts for that, Hunter. Masculine as he can. And he fulfills...
Dude, do you really think I'm dressed in this clip here, or even right now, as masculine as I can? Everybody makes fun. This is actually hilarious to me. I've always been made fun of since my beginning times on YouTube. I've been made fun of as the scrawny twink.
Being scrawny isn't necessarily being feminine. You're not dressed feminine in any way.
Straight-looking gay guy, the guy who would lose a fist fight to a chihuahua, and all these other things. This is the first time that I have ever been roasted for being just masculine. Second of all, why does he keep saying your wife, your wife, your wife? I've been...
Because women are the ones who decide men's roles. And they demand that we stick to them.
Divorced now for almost a year, and I've been doing fucking phenomenally since. And
You've been divorced for a year? Well, my man Eric Sheedler was right. He said, Hunter, that women get married knowing they're going to get divorced. It's not a question of if, but when. So you fulfilled your male gender roles, and it still didn't make any difference. Because Hunter, women aren't interested in being with men. It's that simple. That's why we have to bribe them. Sometimes the bribe works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they accept it temporarily. You know.
Last but not least, he is literally making just blind assertions at this point. He's like...
No. These aren't blind assertions, though. These are understanding what motivates women. See? This is what I'm saying. These aren't... My assertions are not blind. It's just observable reality.
He's lying. He's lying, everybody. Can I do that too? This guy's lying.
His male gender role, his provider role. You can, but I wouldn't be. His bribing role.
Rigid expectations are aligned with biology, right? So it would be, you have a vagina, so then the rigid expectation is that you must wear a dress, you must express yourself this way, you must behave this certain way.
No, there's no expectations. Right? No one's forcing...
You just said that there was an...
There's no expectations for women. I should have clarified that, right? There's no expectations for women, Hunter. Where are we? Again, this video, women find bisexual men disgusting. They voiced how their fluid sexuality should be accepted by men. And it is. When a guy finds out a woman has banged another woman, he doesn't dump her. Right? Women do not have to fulfill their gender roles. We have to fulfill ours. I'm sorry for not being clear in the original video.
Expectation for me to dress masculine because of my partner.
No one's forcing anyone to do anything. This is what women wearing high heels and short skirts and long hair, that's 100% their desire. To abolish that in any way would mean you would have to tell women what to do. You're not going to do that.
I think he just didn't hear when I actually clarified that. Oof, that's embarrassing for this guy already.
No, I'm on point. There's a double standard, Hunter. Women do not have to fulfill gender roles. Women can wear men's clothing if they feel like it. It's all right. Men are all right with it. They can be gender fluid. Men are all right with it. But it's not true for men. Your wife is not turned on to you by you if you decide to wear a dress. That's just the way it is. She doesn't want to hear that you might have had sex with another man. And she wants you to be the provider. Now, I agree with you. I think I've gone far enough. We don't want to uh, belabor the point. I'm with you, Hunter. You're smart, not going through the whole video. It's not necessary to go through the whole video. You show what you want to make a point about, and you do. So I agree with you. And again, thank you for the invite for a debate over something, but I'm not interested. I don't need the debate to show my points. Okay, we'll end it here.